What does it mean to be a hero? Is it raw strength, unbreakable courage, or the ability to rise again after unimaginable failure? In the world of Greek mythology, no name echoes louder than Hercules, or Heracles, as he was originally called. He was stronger than any mortal who ever lived, feared by monsters, admired by kings, and remembered for feats so impossible that even the gods watched in awe. But Hercules was not born a hero. He was born into conflict between gods, fate, and human suffering. His life was marked not only by strength, but by tragedy, madness, guilt, and redemption. And at the center of his legend stand 12 labors, tasks so deadly, so humiliating, and so dangerous that no ordinary man could survive even one. Tonight, we journey through the epic saga of Hercules and his 12 impossible labors, a story of monsters and miracles, of punishment and purpose, and of how true heroism is forged through suffering. Hercules was the son of Zeus, king of the gods, and Alcmene, a mortal woman. Zeus, known for his many affairs, disguised himself as Alcmene's husband to seduce her. From this union, Hercules was conceived, half god, half man. But this birth ignited the eternal rage of Hera, Zeus's wife and queen of the gods. Hera despised Hercules from the moment he was conceived. To her, he was living proof of Zeus's betrayal, and she swore that the child would suffer. Even as a baby, Hercules faced Hera's wrath. One night, she sent 2 giant serpents into his cradle to kill him. But instead of crying, the infant Hercules gripped the snakes in his tiny hands and strangled them to death. The prophecy was clear. This child was destined for greatness. But Hera was patient. She waited. Hercules grew into a man of unmatched strength. He became a warrior, married Megara, and had children. For a brief time, his life was peaceful. Then Hera struck. She cursed Hercules with divine madness, a blinding rage that overtook his mind. In his insanity, Hercules mistook his own family for enemies. When the madness passed, Hercules stood surrounded by the bodies of his wife and children, slain by his own hands. The horror shattered him. Overcome with guilt and grief, Hercules begged the gods for punishment. He traveled to the Oracle of Delphi, seeking redemption. The oracle delivered the judgment. Hercules must serve King Eurystheus for 12 years and perform 12 labors, each seemingly impossible. Only then could his soul be cleansed. Thus began the greatest trial in all of mythology. The 12 labors of Hercules. Labor 1 to the Nemean Lion. The first labor took Hercules to the land of Nemea, where a monstrous lion terrorized villages. This was no ordinary beast. The Nemean lion's skin was completely impenetrable. No sword, spear, or arrow could pierce it. Hercules tracked the lion into the mountains and confronted it. His arrows bounced harmlessly off its hide. His sword shattered. Realizing brute weapons were useless, Hercules did what no man had dared. He dropped his weapons. Using his bare hands, Hercules wrestled the lion in a deadly struggle and strangled it to death. Unable to skin it with tools, he used the lion's own claws to remove its hide. From that day forward, Hercules wore the lion's skin as armor, a symbol of invincibility. Labor 2 to the Lernaean Hydra next. Hercules was sent to slay the Hydra of Lerna, a serpent monster with multiple heads. The Hydra had a terrifying ability. For every head Hercules cut off, 2 more grew back. Worse still, 1 head was immortal. As Hercules fought, the Hydra's blood poisoned the land, and a giant crab, sent by Hera, attacked him. Realizing he could not win alone, Hercules called for help from his nephew Iolaus. Together, they devised a strategy. Each time Hercules severed a head, Iolaus cauterized the wound with fire, preventing regeneration. Finally, Hercules cut off the immortal head and buried it, beneath a massive rock. He dipped his arrows into the Hydra's poisonous blood, making them deadly forever. Labor 3. The Ceryneian Hind. The third labor was different. Hercules was ordered to capture, not kill, the Ceryneian Hind, a sacred deer with golden antlers and bronze hooves dedicated to the goddess Artemis. The hind was incredibly fast. Hercules chased it for an entire year, across forests, rivers, and mountains. Finally, he gently wounded it and captured it without killing it. When Artemis confronted him in fury, Hercules explained his task and showed respect to the goddess. Impressed by his humility, Artemis allowed him to proceed. This labor proved that Hercules was not just strong, but patient and respectful of the gods. Labor 4. The Erymanthian Boar. Hercules was sent to capture the Erymanthian Boar, a massive, violent beast that ravaged villages. Instead of fighting it directly, Hercules cleverly drove the boar into deep snow, exhausting it. Once weakened, he bound the beast and carried it alive to King Eurystheus. The king was so terrified that he hid inside a large jar, humiliated and afraid of the hero he commanded. Labor 5. To the Augean Stables. This labor seemed insulting. Hercules was ordered to clean the Augean Stables, which housed thousands of cattle and had not been cleaned for 30 years. King Augeas believed this task impossible in a single day. Instead of using brute force, Hercules used intelligence. He diverted the courses of 2 rivers, washing away decades of filth in hours. Though the task was completed, Eurystheus tried to disqualify it, claiming Hercules had used trickery. Still, the labor was counted. Labor 6. To the Stymphalian Birds were man-eating creatures with bronze beaks and metal feathers they could launch like weapons. Hercules used a gift from Athena, a magical bronze rattle, to scare the birds into flight. As they took to the sky, Hercules shot them down with poisoned arrows. The skies were cleared. Labor 7. To the Cretan Bull. This bull, once owned by King Minos, breathed fire and devastated Crete. Hercules wrestled the raging bull into submission and dragged it back across the sea. Another impossible task, completed through sheer will. Labor 8. To the man-eating mares of Diomedes. These horses fed on human flesh. Hercules defeated King Diomedes and, in poetic justice, fed him to his own horses. Once their master was gone, the mares became tame. Labor 9. To the belt of Hippolyta. Hercules was sent to retrieve the belt of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. At first, Hippolyta willingly offered it, but Hera intervened, spreading rumors of betrayal. A battle erupted. Hercules fought through the Amazons and claimed the belt. Labor 10. The cattle of Geryon was a giant with 3 bodies, guarding red cattle at the edge of the world. Hercules defeated monsters, crossed oceans, and finally slew Geryon with a poisoned arrow. Labor 11. The golden apples of the Hesperides. These apples belonged to Hera herself. Hercules enlisted the help of Atlas, who held the sky. Atlas retrieved the apples but tried to abandon Hercules. Using clever deception, Hercules tricked Atlas into taking the sky back, then escaped with the apples. Labor 12. To Cerberus. The final labor took Hercules to the Underworld. He was ordered to bring back Cerberus, the 3-headed god dog of Hades. Without weapons, Hercules wrestled Cerberus into submission and returned him, proving even death could not stop him. The hero who became immortal. With the completion of the 12 labors, Hercules' sins were forgiven. After a life of suffering and sacrifice, Hercules was granted immortality and ascended to Mount Olympus. He was no longer just a hero. He was a god. His story reminds us that true strength is not just in muscles, but in endurance, humility, intelligence, and the courage to face our darkest moments. Hercules did not become great because he was born strong. He became great because he never stopped rising.